life has got all those twists and turns. You've got to hold on tight and off you go, said Nicole Kidman. So tighten your seatbelts as we're about to take you on one turbulent, pleasant ride. I'm Atika Farooqui. This is your favorite film show, Now Showing, and here are the highlights. Vicky Kaushal, Tripti, Dimir and Ammy Virk have a bad news to share. We review Karan Johar produced film that is aptly described as Baap of all wars. Sonakshi Sinha is back on screens after her marriage, and this time her real husband is protected and safeguarded by Riteish, Deshmukh in upcoming film Kakuda. There's twin trouble in Hollywood in the form of Twisters, the standalone sequel to the 1996 disaster thriller film Twister. I chatted with the leading cast and the director. Singer YoYo Singh talks about his new album and his rift with rapper Badshah. Let's talk about bad news that releases in cinema halls this week. Directed by Anand Tiwari and scripted by Ishita Moitra and Tarun Dudeja, Bad News is a production under Dharma Productions banner. This film is a spiritual sequel to Good News that came in 2019, which humorously explored the chaos that ensues when IVF samples are mistakenly switched, resulting in two women carrying the wrong fetuses, bringing in light the rare phenomena called heteropaternal superfecundational something. Who would have imagined that one day the term heteropaternal superfecundada would be used in mainstream Hindi film? I'm sorry, I tried 1,000 times, I couldn't pronounce it. So anyway, we move on. And in this film, we have Tripti Dimir, an ambitious chef with dreams of winning a prestigious Merathi star. Her journey takes an unexpected turn when she falls for Akhil, played by Vicky Kaushal, who runs a fast food joint. After their marriage, Saloni quickly realizes, that is Tripti, that Akhil's mother, played by Sheba Chadda, will always be a significant presence in their lives. And Akhil's idea of romance involves extravagant displays of affection and over-the-top gestures at her workplace. Saloni's life becomes even more complicated when she meets Gurbir, that is played by Ammy Virk. The situation escalates when she becomes pregnant with twins fathered by both Akhil and Gurbir, each man eager to claim his child. Remarkably, the film refrains from passing judgment on Saloni, focusing instead on the men's desperate attempts to win her favor and prove their worth. At its core, the narrative is a satirical exploration of two men grappling with their own notions of masculinity and fatherhood. As they compete to assert their dominance, they ultimately learn that the decisions regarding the children's futures are not theirs alone to make. Director Anand Tiwari has all the good intentions to make a Bollywood film which presents a fresh and an innovative premise. The narrative is admirably, it attempts to tick all the right boxes, portraying a heroine who firmly believes her goals as just as significant as any man's and refuses to passively accept her circumstances. As the story progresses, she takes a decisive stand, asserting that the children are solely her responsibility and she won't allow anyone else to make decisions about them. This strong, empowered characterization adds a commendable layer to the film, highlighting its progressive approach. The film's highlight is undoubtedly Vicky Kaushal, who shines with his commitment and charisma. Despite the dated dialogues and one-liners, he remains fully immersed in his role, delivering his lines with conviction. His performance radiates a superstar quality that has not been seen in quite some time. Tripti's performance shows promise, though there is room for refinement to better showcase her talents. Her potential can truly shine when she chooses strong, well-written material. The scenes featuring Vicky and Ammy are particularly engaging thanks to their banter and chemistry, which adds a refreshing dynamic to the film. Ammy Virk, a prominent figure in Punjabi cinema, is celebrated for his sharp comic timing and distinctive deadpan delivery. In Bad News, he channels these strengths into his role, imbuing his character with a refreshing earnestness. The narrative benefits from the presence of a talented supporting cast led by Neha Dhupia, who contributes a significant and distinctive presence. Bad News had the potential to be a captivating drama exploring human flaws, but it misses the mark in its execution. The film lacks the polish one might expect from director Anand Tiwari, who previously delivered the nuanced musical Bandish Bandits. Although it does feature some amusing moments, particularly with its light-hearted references to classic Dharma productions, it often feels a little uneven. The witty dialogue and playful inside jokes provide some entertainment, but they can't fully compensate for the film's overall lack of cohesion, I would say. The film's humor and clever references enhance its entertainment value, making it an enjoyable watch. While Bad News could have benefited from a more refined approach, its ambitious ideas and engaging performances make it worth experiencing. For those interested in a fresh and inventive narrative, this film offers plenty to enjoy. And moving on, Shadi Mubarak to Sonakshi Sinha, who recently exchanged vows with her BU Zahir Iqbal. A horror comedy is not ideal as your first film post-wedding, and that too when your real husband's life is in danger. Worry not though, as ghost hunter Riteish Victor Deshmukh is here. Kakuda, the horror comedy released on ZEE5 last week. We spoke to Riteish Deshmukh, Sonakshi Sinha, Saqeeb Salim and director Aditya Sarpotdar.
ये मैंने प्लान नहीं किया था बिल्कुल भी ये इत्तेफाक की बात है कि ये फिल्म रिलीज हो रही है बट आई एम वेरी हैप्पी बिकॉज इट्स पोर्ट्रेइंग मी इन अ वेरी डिफरेंट लाइट यू विल बी एबल टू सी सर्टेन सिमिलैरिटीज बिटवीन माय कैरेक्टर इंदिरा एंड मी they both love their husband very much and they will fight the world tooth and nail to make sure that they are safe and sound.
नहीं डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं, थोड़ा कूल बनने की कोशिश करते हैं हम लोग। दिल से तो देसी होते हैं लेकिन दिखावे में थोड़े कूल होते हैं। तो विक्टर जेकब्स भी ऐसा ही है। उसका पूरा पहनावा, ही थिंक्स ही इज़ फ्रॉम द वेस्ट वर्ल्ड, बूट्स पहनता है, उसके पास एक लेदर बैग है, टैटूज़ बने हुए हैं और हर टैटू की एक कहानी है। उसके पहले किसी गोस्ट के साथ जो भी एनकाउंटर हुआ है उसकी एक मेमोरी वो टैटू कर लेता है।
The situation there in the film, Sonakshi's character and my character, we are in a way at loggerheads with her parents and they are trying to get her married somewhere else. So we elope and get married. So and we decide Tuesday because उस दिन का ही मुहूर्त निकलता है. So उसकी सारी clarifications are there in the film. So that is why one had to go on Tuesday because मुहूर्त उस दिन का था.
नहीं, आज गुरुवार है तो आप थोड़ा बहुत सेफ महसूस कर सकते हो। काकुदा का क्या है, मंगलवार बोलकर कभी भी आ सकता है वो।
This ghost is रातौड़ी का ghost। अगर ये मुंबई का ghost होता तो मे बी ये 12:15 बजे आता रात को। बट ये एक छोटे गाँव,
तब भी अर्ली था बॉम्बे में।
एक छोटे गाँव का ghost है और मुझे लगता है कि छोटे गाँव में लाइफ बहुत पहले ख़त्म हो जाती है लेकिन दिन तुम्हारा बहुत जल्दी ख़त्म हो जाता है। लोग 7-7:15 बजे अंधेरा करके 9 बजे सो भी जाते हैं। द बिजिएस्ट टाइम इन द इवनिंग इफ व्हेन पीपल आर रिटर्निंग बैक फ्रॉम खेतों में काम करके और वर्किंग फ्रॉम द मार्केट, 7:15 बिकम्स दैट ऑफ एन अर्जेंसी and in fact that's the plot that they have to, like Saqeeb, his character has to be at home at 7:15 baje, where it is otherwise you could be roaming around.
This accent probably the first time in this film, but I have attempted accents before in Dahar and a little bit of Urdu in Hira Mandi as well. It's a fictional place. It's Ratodi, that it's a world that has been created, and this accent has also been created by, I think, combining a few different accents and putting it together. So it sounds like it's from that fictional place.
I think our industry was always spotting. ऐसा नहीं था कि हम लोग किसी और फिल्म पर लाइंस नहीं बोलते थे, कहते थे या जोक्स नहीं मारते थे। इट्स एन ओड टू देयर सक्सेस। वो क्या है ना, वो इतने आइकॉनिक बन चुके हैं और आप उन्हीं फिल्मों के बारे में बात करोगे या उन्हीं कैरेक्टर्स के बारे में बात करोगे जो लोगों के जहन में है, पसंद है, जो उन्होंने एक्सेप्ट किए हुए हैं और जिन्हें लोगों ने सराहा है। So I think it's our way of saying, we respect your work and giving a homage to them.
Lightning never strikes the same place twice, not if that place is Oklahoma, which is part of America's Tornado Alley. In 1996, it was Helen Hunt who faced the wrath of nature. 28 years later, a bunch of young people are bracing for not one, but 2 twisters. Helmed by Golden Globe-winning filmmaker Lee Isaac Chung, Twisters is set to create havoc at the Indian screens this week. Early this week, I had a Zoom chat with the director Lee and the lead cast of Daisy Edgar-Jones, Glen Powell and Anthony Ramos. London girl Daisy's casting in this film is a breezy tale. Check this out. Glenn, let me start with you. So you've been promoting your film Hitman as well as Twisters, both at the same time. I guess this is a jackpot phase for you as an actor in your career. How does it feel? And where do you see this movie in your filmography? How does it change things for you?
You know, I mean, look, this is, you know, I guess when you start your career as an actor, all you want to do is work. You know, and you just want to be somebody to ask you to be on a set somewhere. And I think I think all three of us, I think we're at this point in our career where we can be really deliberate about the projects that we decide to do and who we get to share those sets with. And I just feel incredibly lucky that I'm getting to work with filmmakers that I've always dreamed about working with, and actors and artists that I really respect. You know, and I think that was really cool. Is I knew the reputation and these two, their talent before meeting them, and so, you know, there's just an element of getting to share a set and an iconic, you know, and to revisit the world of an iconic movie with really talented actors that you really love and respect. It's just nothing better.
You know, for all the fans of 1996 Twister, we've been an ardent fan of Helen Hunt as an actor, and particularly as an actor in this one. She was so profound, and you step into her shoes. How magical is that?
Oh, I mean, I'm such a huge fan of Helen's work in this film too, and her work all, you know, throughout her career, and she's so brilliant. And I think it's so exciting to be, you know, a storm chaser myself and have a go at bringing this film into 2024. You know, I think the original is a classic for a reason. It's so full of joy. It's so exciting to watch a group of people be passionate about something collectively and to explore this part of the world and these crazy storms that happen on our planet. You know, it's so exciting. And so it was such a thrill to be able to bring it up to date to now, where we have different technology in which to represent these storms on screen. And I think what's so cool is when you watch the film, you really feel like you're chasing. It's so immersive. The visual effects are so extremely realistic.
So Anthony, so you know, I'm sure the entire experience of filming this movie would have been nothing less than devastating in itself, because you had all of this dust and debris and all of these equipments being literally thrown into your face. So describe one day of shoot that was deeply satisfying and extremely memorable.
Deeply satisfying and memorable. I mean, many days were satisfying and memorable. And it was challenging. You know, the weather, the shooting in the summer in Oklahoma, then shooting in the winter in Oklahoma, and but I think it was really cool to, you know, be a part of some of these bigger scenes where you know, me and Daisy, when we've got to get the storm par radar out the car while being blasted by this massive jet engine, and there's tons of dust being blown on us, and our goggles are getting full of dust, you know, and our hair is going everywhere while we're trying to set this radar, and we're yelling over the sound of the fan, or like being tossed in the middle of the street by gallons of water, me, Glenn, and Daisy, you know, during the final sequence of the film. So I mean, there were a lot of those moments like that on set. So, but those two in particular were kind of crazy.
Hi, Isaac. Love the trailer of Twisters. Not one twister, but two twisters this time. And I love the line where the actor says, "You don't face your fears, you ride them." Was that your line?
That was a line that I wrote, and I wrote that as I was making this movie. I felt like this movie is really about fear and what you do when you're afraid, and it was stuff that I was working through as I was making this movie, because it's a very intimidating movie to make, and I remember thinking to myself that line and put it in there.
It's funny that I heard in some interview of yours that before your film Minari, which actually was a Golden Globe winner, it also got 6 nominations at the Academy and 1 win, you were about to leave filmmaking entirely and try and get into a job, kind of a work
Yes.
style, right? And here you are actually redoing Twister for the entire world. Did you manifest
Yes.
it?
You know, it's really unreal to me. That is very true. I thought I was going to quit, and I was starting a job as a professor. I was going to be a full-time professor. I started teaching, and then I found out that my screenplay was picked up, and they wanted a studio A24 wanted to make the film. I had to end my teaching early, and I went off to make that movie. And my life has been so different since then. So it's been really unreal, but I feel very blessed, and I know that this is really a wonderful adventure I'm on.
Helen Hunt, the character that Helen Hunt played, once she was pursued by Steven Spielberg to basically be convinced to do this film. And Helen Hunt and her husband's lent this mature dynamic, right? Like a love story, but more mature because they were almost on the verge of getting a divorce and they came back together. And as we say in the army, that whenever you want to bond two people together, put them together into a trauma situation and they will become closer. And this time we chose to go with younger actors, you know.
Yeah.
So was that intentional?
It was intentional to make this a new movie, to do a new story, new generation with new science, because we just felt like that was what we needed for today, for this film. I love Helen Hunt, and I love what she and Bill Paxton did together. And we do hope that we honor the work that they did. There's a love story in this one as well that happens. I would like to say you get two people together and you add some adventure and some romance can bloom. That's kind of the approach that we were taking with this. And I hope that everyone will enjoy these new actors because it's an exciting time in Hollywood where we're seeing these incredible talents rise up.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got to know that Glenn's co-actor from Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise, actually came and attended the London premiere. He was very happy. So should we presume that Steven Spielberg and you would also get together and have a chat about this one?
Well, he was very generous throughout this entire process, and he even came in and was with me as we were editing for a couple of days, and it was fun to watch him watch the movie. It was also nerve-wracking. I was very nervous, but I loved the way that he was watching the movie and talking about it with me, and I learned quite a lot from him. And in many ways, when I see Glen and Tom, I do feel like I'm also experiencing that same element of learning from these greats who have created incredible theatrical movies.
Beethoven became deaf, but the value of music never ceased in his life. Like Beethoven, YoYo Honey Singh has faced many hurdles but has always found solace through his music. And the maverick rapper and musician is on the other side of this break for you, so don't go away. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. Singer and rapper YoYo Honey Singh is back with a brand new offer, especially for his fans, and his new album titled Glory. My colleague Vishal Chatkara caught up with Honey Singh earlier this week in Mumbai and asked him about the lack of women representation in the hip-hop scene, why he is not in the mood to forgive rapper Badshah, and why his songs always have references to alcohol. Why? Listen in.
सपनी वर्गी तेरी अदावां कील पटारी तैनू पावां रानी तैनू बना के रखूं दूजी नार नू कदे न तक्कूं गल तू मेरी सुन लै कुड़िए होली बुक दी 100 मैं चक्कूं नागन ओ मेरी नागन.
YoYo, you have a new album that is releasing on July 18. It's titled Glory. But the catch this time is this new album will be released as an NFT, correct?
No, it's not correct. The thing is, the album is not coming on NFT. Just one track of the album, which is the introduction of the album, gonna be available exclusively on NFT platform. And it's not gonna be anywhere else, not on streaming, not on YouTube. It's just gonna be on NFT on my website. anybody can buy it and it's just $1 NFT. और ये एक मेरा थॉट था यूनाइट करने का मेरे हार्डकोर फैंस को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लेकर आने का, और इसमें वो क्रिप्टो विप्टो वाला कोई टोकन वोकन वाला सीन नहीं है, आप अपने क्रेडिट कार्ड डेबिट कार्ड से इसको खरीद सकते हैं, इट्स वेरी इजी टू बाय। ये पीस ऑफ लव है फ्रॉम योयो हनी सिंह, एक ऐसी चीज़ जो हनी सिंह ने एक्सक्लूसिव 1 मिलियन लोगों के लिए अपने फैंस के लिए रिलीज़ करी है, जिसको वो ज़िंदगी भर रख सकते हैं।
Few years ago, it was Shah Rukh Khan versus Salman Khan. The tiff between them was a hot topic in Bollywood. But it looks like you are in no mood to become friends with the singers with whom you had a fallout with. You know, I'm talking about Badshah, who actually extended an olive branch and said that there was a misunderstanding between you and him. Are you in no mood to become friends with him again?
यार मेरे को इनकी बात ही नहीं समझ में आती। मैंने आज तक किसी के बारे में बोला कुछ? तो लोग बोलते हैं ना कि फॉल आउट हुआ या ये हुआ या जो भी हुआ, दो लोग आपस में लड़ रहे हो तो उसे लड़ाई बोलते हैं, तो बोलते हैं। मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आती लोग क्यों बोलते हैं कि हनी सिंह बादशाह की लड़ाई। एक आदमी मेरे लिए पता नहीं कितने साल तक बोलता रहा, अब उसने स्टेज पे माफ़ी मांग ली, तो मैं क्या बोलूँ उसके बारे में? मेरा तो उससे लेना देना नहीं, मैं तो उसको कहीं कंसिडर ही नहीं करता।
India today have a very thriving Desi hip hop scene, but we don't have many female voices in hip hop.
Yeah.
Does that bother you?
No, there is one girl, she is amazing.
Shishi Tawade?
No, the girl from Delhi, she's crazy, her name is Agzi. You must check out. Agzi, she is fire, and I invited her to my studio 4 years back, I remember. She is fire, and definitely want to work with her. So there are lots more female artists are coming up. And I see all these cypher videos online, and there are lots of girls. There's one little girl in Chandigarh. She was doing a cypher in English. So मैंने उसको ढूंढ के उसके Instagram पे उसको बोला, मैंने कहा बहन तुम बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है।
You know, last time also I asked you, and this time again I want to know how family friendly is Glory, your new album is?
It's very family friendly. Very family. Only the visuals are gonna make it little glamorous, because that's what I like. But in lyrics, it's nothing like that, because I don't want to do it. I got this grey beard now, and I have nephews and nieces, so I don't want to do all that, what I was doing when I was bloody young. So the lyrics are very fine. जो आजकल चल रहा है उसके हिसाब से तो बहुत filtered है मेरा काम।
जैसे कि
इतना कोई तो गाली वाली बक रहे हैं, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं, मतलब मैं वो सा कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ। सिंपल लिरिक्स हैं, लियो ने बहुत अच्छे लिरिक्स लिखे हैं।
You're saying there's no reference of शराब, no?
नहीं, शराब तो देखो हमारे कल्चर में, आप ठेके बंद करा दो, हम गाने बनाने बंद कर देंगे। ठेके बंद करा दो आप, ये क्यों चाहते हो आप? थोड़ी सी जो पीली है, कितने साल पुराना गाना है, तब से चलता आ रहा है। कुड़िए नी तेरे ब्राउन रंग ने मुंडे पट्टे नी सारे मेरे टाउन दे।
The only way to deal with the twists and turns of life is to turn them into opportunities. And success comes when preparation and opportunities meet, said Oprah Winfrey. Real or real? This episode has been all about twists. We hope your ride was well. We meet you again in the next episode. Till then, I'm Atika Farooqui saying goodbye.